Surprising, I know. I figured I should talk about this SpeedPaint. Where to start? Firstly, this is ink and pen. Pen is the one being stepped on, and ink is the one stepping on him. They are kind of odd characters to explain. You see, ink is me. Well, he's not me as in creature the artist. He's more like a doppelganger, or evil creature like Dark Applier or Antiseptic. Dark and Anti are in fact who directly inspired him, though Dark and Anti are vague doppelgangers. Ink has grown more complex. Ink is made of a dark substance. I call him an ink demon. He's made of pain and misery and revels in such things. He has the unique ability to infect others. That substance is how ink infects. It runs through Penn's veins, making him like an extension of ink. Penn's the infected version of Noel, my boyfriend's boyfriend. Penn is very subservient to ink and lets ink beat him up. Don't worry, these cuts don't last. You see, ink can heal them with the dark substance he is made of. Though he doesn't always do that. This, of course, works on ink too, but whenever he gets hurt, he doesn't show any sign of pain. You will never hear a shriek out of him, just some of his dark substance leaking from the injury. But for this to be the case, he would have to not feel anything at all. And that's just not true. He simply doesn't want to have emotions. He wants to be apathetic, but the simple truth is that he isn't. For all of his posturing, he is very fragile. He breaks down in every crowd that is too loud and at every argument that isn't going his way. He is in no way someone to envy. He is actively abusive to his so-called friends and will murk anyone he doesn't like, but by the end of it, he's tired and alone. Still, I pity him. He never wanted to be alone. He just wanted everything to be quiet. Though I'm sure he'd end me for saying that. I probably should speak more about the SpeedPaint rather than disparaging ink. Well, this pose was interesting to do. I took reference photos for it. I stepped on a pillow and got dirt all over it. It would seem that I like to put ink somewhere in a forest often. I don't have much commentary after that. The rest of this is a stream of consciousness. Rim light for ink spotlight pen. This script is pretty stream of consciousness too. That's it, we're done. Well, not really. I don't know if you noticed, but I had no idea what I was going to do with the background back there. I finished it in the middle of the night, and then and there decided I can do better. The brush I'm using here is sharper than my usual. It also has more pressure sensitivity, allowing for the lines to have more variation in weight. The last one felt fuzzy. A lot of decisions when redoing it were to have a sharper and clearer image. Another change I made was adding patches to Ink's jacket. I felt it would be something he'd do, seeing as he doesn't want to look like me and wants to be an individual. Besides those changes, not much else changed. I imported Ink's bloodstain and Penn's wounds from the previous attempt. The shading here is a style that takes longer than the previous one, but I did in favor of sharpness. It is to multiply layers on top of each other to create more depth. The highlights are also done in a similar way. I kept Ink's blue rim lighting, but with Penn's green spotlight. I had second thoughts. I'm going to use this image for Ink's playlist cover, and when cropped I thought the green would look odd. So I changed it to pink. Don't worry, that green wasn't axed. It will instead become an accent color. Oh, look at Ink's knife patch. Have I told you about Ink's knife? He calls it Knifeu. It's his most prized possession. Sorry, I should stop embarrassing ink. I kept that spiral from before. Still, I wasn't sure what to do with the background. When I came back to it later, I collected my ideas. I wanted triangles, glitches, and a black void. Now we're done.